What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. Remember the trillions of dollars and thousands of American lives we spent in the Middle East bringing democracy and peace? It turns out they still want to kill us. Hey, remember the time when we had a president that was creating actual peace in the Middle East and Arab countries were normalizing relationships with Israel? Well, they couldn't have that. They needed to have war. And here's what we have right now. America strikes back. It turns out we are now at war with Iran. Don't let them make it into anything else. We're at literal war with Iran. F-16s conduct airstrikes against Iranian forces in Syria in retaliation for more than a dozen rocket attacks that have been injuring U.S. troops since Hamas atrocities. 2 locations in eastern Syria were linked to the Iran's Revolutionary Guard, hit by airstrikes in the early hours of Friday morning. Today, the Pentagon said the strikes were in retaliation for a flurry of drone and missile attacks against U.S. bases in the region. Why do we still have bases in Syria? How do we ever get bases in Syria? We have bases in Syria? Why? I thought they'd been at civil war for like 20 years. Washington is sending a message to Iran and its allies to try and take advantage of the unrest in the region due to the Israel-Hamas war. So, I'll begin by saying I'm not in favor of American boots on the ground in this region. I don't like it one little bit. I don't like American soldiers being at risk in this region, and I certainly don't want more deployment here. This place is a powder keg. Why don't we deploy our troops to our southern border? America first. That you guys know my stance on this, okay? I'm anti-war, and I'm anti the Iraq and Afghanistan war. Can somebody explain to me what the result was there? Well, Afghanistan is back in the hands of the very terrorists that we fought for 20 years, and Iraq is now agitating against Israel and America, opening up its borders so that Iran can send forces in and blow up Israel. I mean, it didn't help. We didn't help, all right? And it's tough to say that, right? Because I was the same, kind of wild-eyed, young. I was like a teenager, like a young teenager when 9/11 happened, America, democracy, everything. It didn't work, okay? It didn't work. The most important thing you can do in life is to understand your failures and to not repeat them. And here we are repeating them once more, ladies and gentlemen. 2 Iranian-controlled sites in eastern Syria were hit with U.S. airstrikes in early hours of Friday in retaliation for attacks on bases in Iraq and Syria. The Pentagon sent 2 F-16 fighter jets and attack weapons storage facilities and ammunition plant near Abu Kamal. The Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps were stationed there. You can see here where the strikes were. These are the recent attacks on U.S. bases. Look at all these U.S. bases we have. Jeez. Look at all this. We really need all these? Has there been more peace and stability in the Middle East? So we have all these bases? Anyway, here's what the F-16 looks like that attacked the Iranian positions. And, yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want American soldiers in harm's way. This is the reporting on the attacks. White House says Iran is actively facilitating attacks on U.S. military bases. These drone attacks, to my knowledge, people have been injured, but nobody has, there's been no fatalities, which of course would be horrible, which of course I want to minimize. So remember that time when Joe Biden said he would return America to norms of democracy? What that actually means is permanent war.
I heard this sounds like huge news.
Sean, we can report, based on senior military sources, that U.S. warplanes have carried out airstrikes tonight inside Syria against Iranian proxy forces. We don't know the number of strikes. We were told earlier today to expect that perhaps F-15s and F-16s would be involved in the airstrikes, but we don't have confirmation yet about how many warplanes. But those strikes have been carried out. I'm told it is in response to the more than dozen strikes against U.S. bases. The message is a clear message designed to Iran and its proxy forces to stop carrying out these drone and rocket attacks against U.S. bases. But I'm told that the planes have safely left the area and that the airstrikes are complete at this time. They were targeting multiple locations inside Syria and Iranian proxy forces, Sean.
Man, I hate that reporter from Fox News. She has never once criticized Joe Biden. She's a complete and total simp, ball-gagged for the regime and a embarrassment. But, of course, there are major escalations that are happening right now in the region, which is, of course, what everyone knew was going to happen. Everyone knew. Because of John McCain's ghost, They have to all, because of the fealty to John McCain's ghost, they're going to go to war with Iran. That's the only thing the man wanted his entire life. His little lapdog, attack dog, Lindsey Graham, is out here making sure that John McCain gets his final wish, which is war with Iran. And why are we so obsessed with this? U.S. carried out airstrikes in Syria against facilities associated with Iran-backed forces. So, U.S. defense officials says the U.S. did not inform Israel ahead of carrying out the attacks in eastern Syria against Iran's facility. Cool. So this is sort of a map of what's going on here. Just in, rockets were launched towards the U.S. base and the Al Omar oil field northeast eastern Syria shortly after U.S. airstrikes. Oh, okay, so we have military bases next to Syrian oil fields. That seems like a bad idea. And again, seems like a really bad idea. Along with that, of course, is the deployment of soldiers. Are you ready for the draft? Are you ready for the draft? Yeah. Are you, all you Biden voters, are you ready for your draft cards? Huh? You ready for this? You voted for this. We had peace with Donald Trump, and now 900 soldiers are deploying. American soldiers are deploying to the Middle East, including specialists in air defense systems. Our forces were attacked on the ground in Iran at least 12 times, and Iraq 4 times last week. So we plan to provide 2 American air defense systems to Israel and enhance capabilities to protect citizens. So this was according to the Pentagon. So get ready. I just read American bases have been attacked in Iraq and Syria. Can someone please explain why we still have bases in Iraq and Syria? That's exactly right. Yes. Yep. Why? Why indeed? So the Pentagon is out here talking about this and saying that, well, the United States does not seek conflict and has no interest or desire in engaging in further hostilities. Yeah, right. Okay. Got it. We have troops in Syria guarding stationary oil rigs. Iranian proxies know this and target our troops when tensions flare. We are now bombing proxies in Syria to retaliate for Iranian-backed attacks on our troops. Why are we in Syria again? Again, why are we in Syria? So, greaseball John Kirby can't give an exact number of U.S. troops hurt in the attacks. Well, that would seem to be a very important thing. Like you can't give the exact. Really? Oh. Okay, well, maybe you should do your job better. Pentagon says that warplanes struck facilities used by Iran's Revolutionary Guard right there in that little red circle. That is where the attacks happened. 2 U.S. fighter jets struck this border point. So, are you enjoying this map of the world right now? You enjoying this? This is great. Get ready. Get ready. You voted for this, Biden voters. Are you prepared for your draft? I will leave you with this exciting message from a Joe Biden voter about what he will do when he is drafted. This brings me great joy. Watch.
Okay, so 5 years of rent-free living, free food, and no responsibilities versus being immediately obliterated by an AK-47 the moment I set foot on that battlefield. And that's if they can catch me, because you think, this draft occurs, I'm headed for the hills, baby. I know a place. It has everything I could possibly need except for electricity and cell service, which is going to be perfect because you won't be able to find me. Do I look like somebody who the authorities are going to be chasing after, hunting down because they need me? They need me to grab an assault weapon and go try to save people's lives? Are you kidding me? Talk about a liability. Go find those people who are so pro Second Amendment and wear freaking American flag thongs and all that shit. Go find them. They have a concealed carry anyway. They know what they're doing. They've done the classes. Go find them. You don't want me fighting for this country. I promise you that. And you know it's true.